excited because today you get to use a squirt bottle to make your artwork. So today we are going to be using what we've learned, the proportions of the face, to draw a self-portrait. Grab a mirror if you have one, put it on the table so you can see your lovely face, and we are going to draw it together. So I'm going to be drawing my face, not your face, because I can't see it. But as I'm drawing my face, what I want you to do is try to draw your face. So we're going to draw it in pencil, then we'll go over it with our marker, and if you just want to draw it with marker, that's fine. Remember, this is a practice, so don't erase or do anything like that. Just keep going. And once we do that, then we're going to put little pieces of tissue paper that you've cut out, or if you have squares, you can just place them on it. Cut them out, get them ready. Before you place them on there, just squirt it with some water so it's really wet. This is watercolor paper. It can handle a little bit of water. And then place those shapes on here, let it dry, take the shapes off, and you'll end up with this really cool self-portrait. Looks kind of like, there's an artist named Paul Klee that does a portrait kind of similar to this. Looks a little bit more abstract, but it's cool. And these are so bright. It's just so fun. I don't know why. I think you could do so many things with this. And I learned that putting like blue next to the yellow made green. My colors mixed. And let's see, I think I got orange where the red and yellow were next to each other, which I was not expecting. That was really cool. All right, let's get started. The first thing we're going to do, and you don't have to do this, of course, but if you want to, you can grab some tape and tape a quick border around that just to give it a frame. Once you've taped that frame, and it's kind of nice to have that tape, it'll keep your paper from moving around while we're drawing. We're gonna draw in pencil and then Sharpie. So we're going to be drawing a self-portrait for this lesson. And you need to use a mirror. So there it is. There I am. Hi, everybody. So you want to have a mirror you can look at yourself in. So you can kind of see like your features and things like that. So I'm going to be using this mirror to look at me, and you should use your mirror to look at you. So grab your mirror and your pencil, and let's get started. We're going to do the same thing we did in the facial proportion lesson. We are just going to draw the shape of our head, and I'm going to draw a little bit lighter because I don't want to erase a lot. And then we're going to divide it into thirds with 2 lines, so we have 3 parts. And then the bottom part in half. And then we're going to draw the eyebrows in. Maybe you want to draw the middle line if you need it. And you can look at your eyebrows. Mine are a little bit round. They kind of go up. And then draw your eye in. And we're going to draw over in Sharpie, so this doesn't need to be super realistic. But try to capture those parts that make you you. Like maybe you have a really cool mole, like on the side right there, or something, or some cool freckles. And your nose, remember, we can't usually see those circles inside of it. They're kind of hidden. I mean, we can see a little bit of a circle, but it's more hidden. It just kind of looks like this is like a big long W that's a little bit wider in the middle. And I can't really see this bump on my nose, but kind of indicate where your nose is, where it meets up with your eyebrows. My eyebrows come out a little bit further. And then look at your mouth. What shape is it? Do you have like one of those deep M shapes in your mouth? Or is it just like more of a line? And then what about your top lip? Is it round? What does it look like? This is just the bottom of mine. And then look at your face and try to draw the shape before we get to the ear. And go ahead and draw your ears in. And this is a little bit realistic. Yours probably, you don't need to do it as detailed. Just make sure you have eyes, nose, and a mouth. And then an ear. I am wearing earrings. I'm gonna draw that in there. And let's add a neck before we add some hair. and some shoulders and some hair. So your hair, like mine, comes up a little bit higher than this whole shape right here. And it's just parted on the side. Just think of your hair as a shape. It's not like, you don't need to draw every individual piece of it. It's just more of like a shape. And I can just see like my ponytail right there. Okay, after you draw this much, then you want to take your Sharpie and you want to outline it. So I'm just going to outline the shape of my face, my eyes, eyebrows, and your nose. You just want to keep those key parts, but we don't really need to, we don't want to keep any of the lines unless you want to. You probably could if you really wanted to. And you can just shade in that whole top lip if you want. Add your ears. Actually kind of have hair coming in front of my ear, but that's okay. We're not trying to get this too detailed. This is really just, it should be loose, but I think it's good to, when you have a mirror there, I mean, you really should try to look at yourself. And then I just have like my ponytail is coming from the back. And I usually have hair poking out from behind my ear right there. Okay, now this is the fun part. Once you get the basic proportions in there, and you can add more details if you want. This is not that detailed. Grab your eraser and just erase the pencil. You don't have to erase the pencil if you don't want. If you like it, you can keep it. But the reason we need Sharpie is because you won't be able to see your pencil lines underneath this paper that we're gonna add. All right, so you've drawn your face in Sharpie, and you could use whatever color you want. And now you looked in the mirror to get some details. Now what we're going to do is add our paper to it. So this is actually tissue paper, and tissue paper bleeds out color. That means like if you get it wet, the color starts to get onto other things, like my floor, for example. That happened to me. So what we're going to do is we're going to spray our watercolor paper, get your squirt bottle, spray your watercolor paper, and then you're just going to drop these onto it, let it dry. And I should have smiled. I feel like I look a little mean, but that's okay. What you want to do is spray it, and then you can put those squares. You can use, I cut out some shapes. You could just use strips of paper. You can also use these streamers that you decorate parties with. This is tissue paper, and it bleeds as well. I've done some experiments, and it will work. So let's spray it. You don't have to use squares. I just wanted to make sure you knew that. I even cut a heart out. Why not? You need to get it really wet, though. And then you're just gonna drop those onto it. So I'm just gonna put my heart right there. And you can place these wherever you want. You can overlap them. Since the paper's super wet, they're just kind of clinging to it. Oh, I even put 2 in a row. 3, that was an accident. That's a little much. If you accidentally get more than 1, it's okay. And maybe I'll add some yellow. You could just do 1 color. I would do at least 2 colors though. It's just really cool. And then you have to let it dry, which takes some time. But I would try, if you can, I would try to cover all the white. And I've never overlapped them like this, so I wonder if that will actually be green. This would be kind of a cool color mixing thing to do. The next part's hard. You have to wait for it to dry. While you're waiting for it to dry, why don't you try another one of these? You can also, a trick is to put this out in the sun. It makes it dry way fast. Okay, I left this outside to dry in the sun, and the pieces of tissue paper just kind of blew away. So I didn't need to peel them off or anything. They just came off pretty easily once it was dry. And now what you want to do is take your tape off. And when I take it off, it's going to kind of curl a little bit, so I'm going to hold it down. I'm just going to put this under a stack of books to keep it from curling in the future. But check that out. Those colors look pretty rad, right? They're really, really cool. I hope your self-portrait turned out really, really well. Okay, I hope that turned out. I was not expecting my tissue paper to blow away. I left it outside so it would dry faster, and when I came out, almost all of those were gone. So if you don't want that to happen, maybe you could keep it inside and let it dry. So now that you know how to draw the figure, you know how to draw the face, you know how to draw people in proportions and all of these wonderful things, at least you've practiced it with me. What I want you to do is draw either the whole person or some more faces, and you can use this tissue paper water technique to add some color to it. And make sure underneath you use Sharpie. You don't want to use your Crayola marker. If you do and then you spray it, it's gonna melt a little bit. So make sure you use the Sharpies and have fun with this. And I hope you have such a great day today.